Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's see. It's been 2 weeks since I've streamed for all of you, so welcome back. I'm sure no one will be here today, but that is a-okay. The key to streaming, as long as you are just halfway with it, is consistency. And, well, when it comes to streaming, I'm anything but consistent. That said, we're doing our best. We've actually been rerunning past episodes of A Little Coffee, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday when I'm out of town. So if you all watch those and enjoyed those, let me know. Let me know what you thought. I just got back from Nottingham. It was a lot of fun. It was the Party Poker UK. I took 16th place in a 1,000-person, $1,000 buy-in tournament. That normally would have paid only $6,500. But Party Poker was nice enough to add 20 $10,000 main event seats to the prize pool. So instead of getting $10,000 or $6,000, I got $16,000. That was fortunate. So that was good. What else? Let me see if I can do something with this here. Give me a second, everyone. We'll figure that out later. I realize the chat doesn't look the best today. We'll figure that out. I know how to fix the problem. So instead of cashing for $6,500, we got $16,000. That was good. I lost the main event 3 times. First bullet, I just got nothing happening at all. Second bullet, I did pretty well. I got to like $2.5 million. Then I lost, I think, 4 all-ins. 4 or 4 all-ins. I got it in flipping, and against someone who had 3 outs, and I lost all of them. So I lost. That's how that goes. Then third bullet, I got nothing happening. So not a good run in the main event. I played a $2,000 PLO tournament twice, no good in that. But still cashed for $16,500 in the Party Poker tournaments. And you all know that we actually gave away 1% of my action plus a year of poker coaching premium. And the winner of that is, pay attention, it might be you. The winner is Eric Lowe. Eric Lowe gets $165 and a year of poker coaching premium. So, congrats to Eric. If you missed out on winning that, if your name is not Eric Lowe, that's okay. We do plenty of giveaways. And also, we're actually running a 30-day challenge right now on pokercoaching.com. Go to pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge. 30-DAYCHALLENGE. And I am going to walk you through how to go from being a, not a great poker player to a pretty great poker player over the course of the next, well, it started a few days ago, but roughly over the next 30 days. You can still get in that, and you can learn a ton. Most days will take you about 20 minutes of study. Some days will take a little bit longer, but for the most part, you'll be putting in about 20 minutes a day, and by the end of 20 minutes a day for a month, you will have developed good, solid study habits, and you will have learned a lot about poker. So, make sure you get in that at pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge. We have over 500 people who opted in, and, hopefully many more of you hop in as well. So today, we're going to talk about how to deal with tilt. Speaking of tilt, I had a few incidents that may have tilted people when I was in Nottingham. So the 16th place in the $1,000 tournament, right? Almost good. First place was, I think, 100K or something like that, or 150K. I got 16. It's clearly way less. That's a little bit, quote-unquote, tilting, you may say. But you won. Yeah, but you have to realize a lot of people get annoyed at different things, right? The things that annoy you are going to annoy other people less or more, right? And it's important to realize that everyone is different, and different things make different people go off. So that happened. The main event, I just lost 3 times. I like no one was going to win in my seat, and that's okay. I come back and my set's all messed up. Believe it or not, it's not a green screen back there. We actually have won some stuff at poker. So we had a 16th place there, bricked the main event, but every day after I went home, most days, I think I played 4 sessions, I would go home and I would play online on the various poker sites, and it actually worked out pretty well. I won $47,000 in those tournaments, so that was excellent. And I was playing like only the high stakes tournaments against the crushers, purposefully, because I'm trying to get good content, and it turns out I just won a lot. That said, there are a few tilting spots. I took 2nd place in a Winterfest main event. Well, not the main event. It was a $1,000 progressive knockout tournament. And there was a spot where we got heads up. We got it all in flipping. I had 7s against ace-10. Came blank, 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 ace. But it was a weird structure with the progressive knockout tournament where if my opponent beat me, he got about $12,000. If I beat him, I got about $30,000 because he had a lot of bounties on him. So like we were both guaranteed, I think, like 20K or something. But if I won, I got like 50K total. If he won, he got like 30K total. And I lost. So that was frustrating. Then I had a third place in a $1,000 tournament. I had 11th place in the last tournament I played, a $500 buy-in turbo, or $500 slow bounty tournament. And like those kind of things it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with the results, especially since, I'm not in practice in online poker and I was playing the toughest games in the world. So very happy with the result. But that kind of thing does tilt some people, right? It happens. It's okay. Realize that you are going to have upswings and downswings, right? So before you even play poker, realize you're going to have a wide range of potential results, right? A lot of people get in their minds that they are just supposed to win all the time or frequently. And when they don't, they get mad, they get angry. And I think it's because a lot of people handle loss poorly. And the thing is that like you don't even have to view losing as bad. It's a mental framework that's just been embedded and beaten to your brain throughout your entire life. And it's important to recognize that you are going to lose sometimes in poker, even if you're one of the best in the world. And also, if you're playing tournaments, you're going to lose frequently, right? Someone sent me a message. They saw me playing the games, right? And they said something to the effect of like, oh, how do you play when you have all these great players at your table? Some of these people, they're like well-respected players. And the answer is you just show up and you do your best. And they cited one player, a guy, Ben CB, is very good. I enjoy his content. And I busted him 2 times in like 20 minutes. And it happens, right? He probably has an edge over me. Or we're slightly better, right? But even then, you're still going to bust these people a lot of the time. Even if you're way worse than this player, it's okay, right? We're playing a game where there's a lot of variance. And look, I think I had an edge in the games I was playing, but I certainly don't have an edge over the top 5 players in the world, right? I'm not an egomaniac. But even then, that's not where I'm trying to look to extract value. So if they have, let's just guess, 50% ROI in the games, maybe have 40% ROI in the games. Or something like that, and it's okay. And you're going to have to get in there. You're going to have to battle these players. You shouldn't just play like a nit against players who are ranked higher than you or who play better than you, right? If anything, you need to be pushing it hard. So you get some of those players on my table. Whenever I raise and they 3-bet me, I'm all in a lot. Why? Because they often win. I recognize how they win, right? They win by making their opponents fold too often. So don't fold too often, right? So anyway, before you even go to play, you need to understand the results that are likely to happen, and you should expect a wide range of results, and realize that the result also doesn't matter. The result doesn't matter, okay? You may think that it does. Someone sent me an email just yesterday saying, I normally do pretty well in my games. I know this player. He's a good player. He plays local games here in New York. And he said he's been on a downswing. He's lost the last 12 tournaments he's played or something. And I'm like, look, you have to realize you were probably running a little bit hot before, and you're going to lose sometimes. For example, I think I played 40-something tournaments online while I was in Nottingham, and I had 200% ROI. I'm not going to have 200% ROI long term. I know this, right? Which means that's not an average session, right? And if anything, you're going to have a lot of bad sessions, because usually the sessions go where you're minus 50% or plus a ton. And that's just how tournaments work, right? So my friend has to understand that you are going to have downswings. That's just normal. I know I personally have had 2 stretches of live poker tournaments where I had 40 tournaments in a row with no cashes. 40. Realize if you play a tournament a week, that's about a year worth of play. How many of you have gone a year with no cashes? Most people won't stick with it, right? And that's just normal. That is normal. So you have to learn to accept that. I see all of you are typing a ton of things in the chat. Let's see, I'm back in New York. I am for a little while. Go to Atlantic City in about a week just to play a few side events. I'm going to go on a ski trip with my wife, even though I don't ski. That'll be fun. You already bought my new book, Excelling at Tough No Limit Hold'em Games. Is it coming out this summer? It is coming out this summer. You cannot get it yet. I have turned in my manuscript to the publisher, and it's up to them to make it pretty. And it's up to me to make sure they made it pretty. First time being here live. Welcome. Good morning. Well, good morning for me. You're in Spain. You've gone from having 100 euros to 2,500 euros playing 6 max cash. You seem to have less and less tilt issues as you move up in stakes. Well, we're about to talk about this because understanding what you are, understand the likely results is not the only thing you can do before you play, right? You want to see it to Hard Rock. Congrats. Using my content has helped. I saw something on Instagram a while back. Let me see. It says, oh, you were loving the 30-day challenge. Great, great. You're playing for the first time in Tunica. Any advice or videos? Yes. Go to pokercoaching.com. I think what the best thing is for this. Really, you just need to study and get good at poker. I mean, I know it's a big, broad answer. I think I have some classes in the course section for playing online poker for the first few times, so check that out. I'm trying. It's not. My brain's not working. I just woke up. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but there should be a little something on that. But really, just go there and play great poker. That's the answer. So let's talk about this, right? The other thing you can do before you go to play that will greatly prepare you to succeed at poker is to study a lot. If you study a lot and understand how to play well, you're just going to go there and implement your strategy. I have this theory, I'm not sure everyone agrees, where essentially your play at the table is kind of already predetermined based on your study and preparation before the tournaments. If you know how to play very, very well, you're going to play very, very well when you go to play the poker tournament. If you don't, you're not, right? If you don't know how to play, you're not just going to all of a sudden go there and become the best player in the world. However, there are like triggering events that happen before your play, or events that happen before your play that will affect your play at the table. And there are things that can happen at the table that will affect your play too. For example, if you have a fight with your significant other on the way to the casino, maybe you'll play a little bit worse. If you get in a car wreck at the casino, maybe you'll play worse. If you show up to the casino, you're playing, and the cocktail waitress spills 18 cups of hot coffee on you, maybe you'll play worse. Right? All sorts of things may trigger different people. And really, though, the act of playing, the decisions you make at the table are, in my mind, mostly predetermined based on how much you've studied ahead of time and the actions leading up to the event. And you can affect a lot of that. You can affect your study ahead of time significantly. And if you do not study ahead of time, you should not expect to do well at poker, and you should expect to have downswings, or more severe downswings, right? That's just expected. So if you don't know how to play, you're going to lose. Probably. Tilt is real. When you're all in a tournament, the dealer mucks your cards, and you are protecting them. They went right underneath your arms. Well, see, that's a good example of some things that tilt some people, but not others. That would tilt most people, though. You don't know if you've ever been on tilt. You probably have. Either that, or you just are not playing big enough. Do I need to ride to AC? No. Thank you, though. Let's see. There's even more swings playing in huge low-stake fields. As there are more players in the tournament, you will experience a wider range of results, right? Because, say, the first 5 or 10 places get a lot of money. Well, if there are 1,000 people in the tournament, you make the final table of a 1,000-person tournament way less often than you make the final table of a 50-person tournament, right? Am I doing more 30-day challenges? Maybe. We'll see if they're popular. Am I going to commerce? No. Life is hectic. My wife just got a new job. Don't know if I'm not allowed to announce her job. It's a very, very good job. So she's going to be traveling to Connecticut. And that means I need to be home to take care of the kids some. And this is a very, very hectic time. So I'm skipping that. Your buddy is a blaster, and he tilts and blows it at poker and then tries to get it back at blackjack. We're about to talk about that in a minute, too. Look at all these comments. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a great time. If you're enjoying this, click like, click subscribe, and show some love. Alex Fitzgerald likes to repeat the quote, "We don't rise to the occasion, we fall to our level of training." That is exactly accurate, and I agree. You will definitely fall to your level of training. And this is why it's very important to know how to play well. It's very, very, very important. Some people think that that's the only thing that matters. They think if you just know how to play perfectly, you'll never mess up. But I don't necessarily agree with that. And I think a lot of the best players in the world don't either. Because there are a lot of great theorists out there who understand how to play very, very well, but they have a problem implementing it. And implementation is a problem. But getting the rest of your life in order, I think, goes a long way to helping you play better at the table, because you will not always play the best that you need to. I've had a few instances where I think that I probably messed up, and I regret them. I mean, I don't have many regrets in my life, but I have some regrets whenever I do play poorly and make errors, right? And that is likely because I was not prepared enough, or I did not fully understand the situation as much as I should have. Okay, so first, before you go to play, study a lot and understand what's likely to happen. While you're playing, actually focus on playing your best, right? You have to realize that if you just act like you don't care, if you're not paying attention, etc., it's not going to work out for you, right? If you're goofing off and having fun with your friends, you're going to do way worse than if you are actually there focusing on playing your best poker. Now, if you are playing purely to goof off, accept you're going to have bad results, right? If you goof off and don't care about your play, you're not going to do well. But if you are actually trying to play your best, make sure you are actually playing your best. Sit there, focus, pay attention. Don't be on your phone. Don't be watching a sporting event. Don't be running to the blackjack pit during your break, right? Be careful with all that. Be very, very careful with all that. Even then, realize that you are going to lose some hands. While you are playing poker, while you are sitting there playing, understand that you are going to lose sometimes, right? And that's just normal. That is normal. I cannot express that any more clearly. You are going to have ups and downs. So when it happens, why do you think you should be unhappy? What in your mind makes you think that you should be unhappy when you lose if you know you're ahead of time you're already going to lose, right? And you know that's part of the game. And you know also that the big losers in the game handle the inevitable losses way worse than the winners. So if you want to be a really big loser, handle your losses poorly. And if you want to be a big winner, handle your losses very well, right? Some people will even expect you to lose your mind whenever you lose a bunch of pots in a row. Great example of this. I was playing the 10K, the time that I chipped up to like 3 starting stacks and I lost every all-in. After I lost 3 all-ins, I was down to about a starting stack, and I made the fake tilt play. Worked out great. Where I think what happened is someone raised, someone called, and I jammed for like 25 big blinds. I think I had kings. I think that's what it was. I don't quite remember it. I remember he had 3 outs. He had an ace, and he hit an ace. But I jammed. I think he called like ace-9 offsuit or something, like a really loose call. Probably thinking, oh, look at this random guy. He's lost 3 all-ins in a row. He's probably on tilt. But in reality, I'm sitting there playing perfectly fine. And got all in again and lost. And I don't care, right? Because I realized we extracted value. Every time you get it in good, you extract value. And your job is to extract value. Something else you can actually look at while you're playing is you want to ask, how am I losing? And if you are losing because you are getting it in poorly over and over again, well, that's probably a problem. If you're losing because you're getting it in good and just losing the all-in, that's great, because it means you're making money. You're extracting value from your opponents, right? If you get it in good and you lose, you have nothing to be unhappy about. I get emails every single day from people who say something to the effect of, take a look at this hand. They'll give me a giant article about this hand. And what it amounts to is like, I got one yesterday. I'm just trying to think about what it was. I think it went something like, raise, call, the guy jammed all in. No, what was it? Raise, flat call with kings, 3-bet, again by a lunatic, just call. Flop came like jack 9-3, check, bet, all in, call. Guy had ace jack and it ran off with an ace or something, and the guy's like, oh, did I play this wrong? Because I lost. Like, no, you extracted tons of value. I mean, maybe you played it wrong, but you certainly can't be unhappy with the result of getting your money in good. And if you are, poker's not for you. Poker is not a game for you if you care about getting it all in with the best hand and then losing, because that's going to happen over and over and over and over again, and you got to accept it. Also realize whenever you go to play poker, you're going to be card dead sometimes. I'm just trying to rattle off a few things I know tilt people. A lot of people don't like losing when they're all in as the favorite. A lot of people don't like making mistakes. A lot of people don't like being card dead. Sometimes you're going to go, you're going to play poker, you're going to be card dead, and that's going to be bad. You're just going to lose. The PLO tournament I played, great example of being card dead. Both entries I played, I just didn't make any post-flop hands. And in PLO, you need to make post-flop hands. That's how the game works. And I did not make any. I literally missed like every flop for a day and a half, and you're going to lose. So I lost, right? There was article or something I read by Tommy Angelo, who I like his work. I learned a lot from him a long time ago. And it was basically a story about how he got in his car, drove 2 hours to the casino, got on a game, got no cards for like 3 hours, got in his car, and went back home. He just like blinded out for 3 hours. And that's actually what you have to do if you want to be a good, long-term, successful pro. Don't get in there and start forcing the action just because you haven't got good cards. Actually, one of my friends who was watching another guy play in a tournament said that he saw a guy play a hand where like he was kind of card dead for a while, then all of a sudden he just decided to get it all in with ace-3 offsuit, like call it off. And the logic must have been, I've been card dead. It's the best thing I've seen in forever. Now I need to put my money in. That's just not true, right? If it goes raise all in and you have ace-3 offsuit, you got to fold because you're in bad shape. So realize that you're going to be card dead for a while. That's just part of the game. Is it too late to get into the challenge? It is absolutely not. How do you study and review your hands when you don't know what you're doing wrong? Fortunately, you don't have to do it by yourself. We have the Poker Coaching Discord chat. We have the Poker Coaching Forum. You can ask people on social media, etc., etc. If you play and cash in $1,000, how much... Oh, if you buy and when do you leave the table? Whenever the game is no longer profitable. Is Poker Snowy worthless for you? You don't know how to study it yourself. Well, fortunately, Poker Snowy has a challenge feature where you can basically test yourself against the bots. And that is very, very, very useful. It'll usually teach you to play good, tight, aggressive poker. Check out jonathanlittlepoker.com/PokerSnowy. I have a few videos about Poker Snowy, or look it up on YouTube. youtube.com/pokercoaching, and then search Poker Snowy. It'll come right up. Let's see. You handle your losses very badly. Yeah, like why? Why are you handling losses very badly? Isn't it smart to beat yourself up whenever you make a decision that led you going broke? Well, the fact that it leads to you going broke is irrelevant. This again goes back to the idea of the result matters. The result does not matter. You can play great and lose, and you can play poorly and win, right? And the fact that it leads to you going broke is completely irrelevant. Also, a lot of people like to compare their situation, like their exact spot where they know their opponent's cards. Like, oh, if I knew my opponent's cards, what could I have done differently? But that's not how poker works. You don't know what your opponents have, right? Only 22 likes, but 124 watching. Actually, we have more than that because we're on multiple platforms. But yeah, click like, click subscribe. I'm actually considering a bet with one of my friends. Let me know if this is a good idea or not. That I can get 100,000 followers on YouTube by the end of the year. We're currently at 40,000, roughly. Last year, we gained about 20,000 followers, or subscribers, whatever you call them. Seems like a fun bet. Don't know if I can really ramp up my YouTube much more, though, because we're already putting out like 3 or 4 videos a week, maybe more. But hey, if we have Kevin here, keeping telling people to click like and click subscribe, maybe we'll get there. Let's see. You swap from Live Hold'em to Omaha because people tilt like crazy. Do you have any resources on Omaha? I am actually finishing up editing a book by Jay Nandez. Jay Nandez is a great PLO player and PLO coach, and I was tasked with making a good PLO book for D&B Poker. So I said, who's good at PLO? Well, Jay Nandez is good at PLO, and I'm about halfway through editing his book, and it is excellent. Excellent, excellent. A-plus book on PLO. And it also actually talks a lot about coming from Hold'em into PLO. Any advice for combating tilt after taking a bad beat? Well, again, go back to the idea of why do you care about losing? Why do you care about taking a bad beat, right? I have 2 books back there, Positive Poker and Peak Poker Performance. You can check those out. Those are books on mindset. Those are definitely useful. But, I mean, really, you want to ask, why do you care about getting it in good and losing? Because you think you're supposed to win? I mean, you're not. That's not how math works. If you don't understand math, again, poker may not be a game for you. If you don't accept that math exists, poker may not be a game for you. So that's important. Zen and the Art of Poker is a good book that helped you immensely. I completely agree, actually. I like that book a lot. The poker advice in it's not so good, but the mindset advice is excellent. And I remember reading that book when I was like, I don't know, must have been 18 or 19 years old. Also, The Tao of Poker is good as well by the same guy. Again, ignore the poker advice, but the mindset advice is excellent. Let's see. Should you always fold jacks or 10s to 3-better calls? I'm not sure of the scenario. Feel free to type in a hand. But No, jacks and 10s are great. If you raise and someone 3-bets, just flat call. You don't have to 4-bet and jam your stack, and you're allowed to flat call. A lot of people do not like playing post-flop. We have to get good at playing post-flop. One of the biggest mistakes that people have made recently is they follow like all-in or fold charts for dealing, like when you're deep stacked, right? If you raise, or say someone raises, there are charts out there that tell you the hands that are plus EV to shove or fold. But realize you're allowed to call, right? Even with 15 big blind stacks, you're allowed to call and see the flop. And if you only use a reshove or fold strategy because you're afraid to pay post-flop, you're just lighting your money on fire. You are literally incinerating your money because flat calling lets you play like 50% more hands profitably. So don't make that mistake. Do you have any deals on memberships? I don't know. Send us an email, support@pokercoaching.com. When should you move up? When you're crushing the games. Do you have a big bankroll? Are you winning at a high win rate? If so, move up. How do you learn from your mistakes? Well, first off, learn to recognize them. Write them down. Make a point to not make those mistakes in the future. Study the situations thoroughly. And really learn why you did what you did wrong and make sure that does not happen in the future. Also, look for triggering events. I think this is something a lot of people don't necessarily think about, and I could be very off on this mindset or this thought, but I think there are things in life that lead to you doing well and lead to you doing poorly. Good example for me, I know that if I drink a lot of alcohol, I do poorly. So, don't drink alcohol, right? Easy answer. A lot of other people, if they get a bad beat, they start doing poorly. Well, you're going to get bad beat, right? Like, I don't have to drink alcohol. But if you're going to, you're going to take a bad beat, realize that that's okay, right? That's acceptable. Some people realize that if they don't get their meditation in before they go play poker, they lose their mind. Some people realize that they don't sleep a lot. Me, like, if I don't sleep a lot, I don't play very well. So, make a point to get sleep, right? So there are, like, keystone habits or things that will lead to you being very successful or unsuccessful. And I've found that being well-rested and being in a good mindset are very, very beneficial to me playing well. And you may probably find that those are the same things for you. How do you take your game to the next level? Study a lot. Study a lot. Go to pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge, 30DAYCHALLENGE. Sign up and study for the next 30 days with me. Easy 100K subscribers. I agree. You love the 30-day challenge. Great. How do you adjust your push-fold range if there's a person calling or shoving before you? Well, significantly. You need to use a call chart then, but even then the call chart's wrong because the opponent's often not shoving optimally. My push-fold app actually has a call strategy. Love the Party Poker mug. Yes. I'm going to be working with Rob Young of Party Poker coming up to help figure out ways to make amateur/recreational poker players more successful. There are a lot of ways to do that. I have a lot of ideas. Believe it or not, I've talked to more amateur poker players than most people, thanks to all of you, because I've made many of you go from being amateur poker players to either still amateur but solidly winning, or hardcore professionals making hundreds of dollars an hour. And I know how to make amateur players crush good players. I actually get emails. Got a lot in the past, not so much anymore. They were basically emails from pros who used to be pros who are now losing, and they've recognized, they pinpointed, the people in my game studied Jonathan Little's content, and now they're good. Sorry, you got to keep studying. You have to keep working hard. Have you considered live streaming your sessions? The problem is that I am in America, so I don't play online when I'm in America, and when I'm out of the country, the internet's no good. YouTube isn't that profitable? Depends on the wager. I purposely do not have ads on YouTube. I think it is completely ridiculous to be in a space like poker and run ads because, why do I want to advertise some random thing when I could provide value to you, right? And I make literally $0 from YouTube, but make plenty of money from adding value to all of your lives. And then you turn around and buy a book, where you turn around and you sign up to pokercoaching.com, right? And I make money from that. What's the bet? We were thinking about a $25,000 bet. Haven't got this set in stone yet. I wanted your opinions first, if we can make this happen. 25K, can I have 100K subscribers by the end of the year? Easy. Obviously, I'm not going to like buy subscribers or anything like this. Just a straight, can we make it happen? So I don't know, we'll figure it out. You're on a downswing over 12,000 hands. Well, look, you're probably just not all that good, honestly. Oh, let's get back to my topic. Tilt. After you play, accept your fate, right? Realize that you are going to have winning and losing days. Also, make a point to not fall into your vices right here. I know I need to keep grinding and it will even out. 12,000 hands is actually like some. It's kind of, I mean, I don't know the exact math on this, but I would bet if you're minus 20 over 100 over 12,000 hands, you're probably not a winning player in those games. You might be like a 2 big blind per 100 winner or something. But, I mean, look, you're probably running bad, but it's probably not as bad as you think. And so, you need to be studying a lot more. If you're losing at poker, the answer is not play more poker. The answer is study a ton. Study a ton. I cannot make this any more clear to all of you. And you want to make sure that when you are losing, that you accept that you have lost, and then don't fall into your vices. People's vices range from, well, trying to get even, right? One of the biggest problems a lot of people have is that whenever they lose, they don't quit until they're even. And that's a problem, right? I think a lot of people get it in their mind that they are supposed to be up. I mean, there are some cash game pros who like brag a lot about how they very rarely have a losing session. And you dig a little bit deeper and they play like these 40-hour sessions where they butcher their mind and their body. And, you know, sometimes they get even and sometimes they lose tons, right? And that's not good. So realize you're going to have winning and losing sessions, right? Whenever I played online, I played, 4 sessions. I think I won 2 and lost 2. Made 45K or whatever it was, and that's A-okay. You care about losing. You find yourself playing micros online. It's above your bankrolls. When you're playing live, you're kind of scared money. This goes back to the idea of you are just not playing well. If you are scared money, if you're worried about losing your bankroll or something like this, you're not playing great. You're making mistakes. And if you're making mistakes, you should expect to have a bad win rate. Or you should expect to have a loss rate. When do I show up on time for tournaments? I typically show up on time. I'm not opposed to re-entering, though. Re-entry is very good for the good players, very bad for the bad players. And fortunately, I'm a good player. Let's see. When's the next big tournament I'm playing? I actually don't know, funny enough. Go to Atlantic City in a few weeks. There's a 1K and a 1,500 I'm playing. I'm not going to stay for the main event. I am going with my wife to a trip. She has a week off between jobs, so we're taking a little trip with the kids. I don't know when the next tournament I'm going to play is. It might be in April to the Hard Rock. And if it's not, then it'll definitely be like World Series type stuff. Life is very hectic right now. I actually have a lot of projects going on. I just finished up Excelling at Tough No Limit Hold'em Games, that book with, I think it was about 9 other world-class pros, people who I actively study from. And so that just finished up. That was taking all my time. I'm also finishing up the Jay Nandez book as we speak. And then I am tasked with making a cash game a tournament masterclass. You all know my cash game masterclass. It was wildly successful. And I've been speaking with one of my friends who runs a tutoring site called Clutch Prep. Check it out. If you are in college and you want to learn how to get great grades, check out Clutch Prep. And he's a genius teacher. And he's teaching me how to teach. And it's going to be a big project, this tournament masterclass. We've already gone through it. It's going to be something like 200 small parts with quizzes and challenges in the middle. And it's going to be a lot of work. How to run in Nottingham. In theory, pretty great, I guess. I won 16 buy-ins, and I lost, I was in for like 6 buy-ins, so I guess I'm up 10 buy-ins. Problem is the buy-ins I won were 1Ks. But I crushed them online. Fizz just makes up some number. If you're down 20 over 12,000, there's a 95% chance you're losing. I don't know if that number's actually right. But, could be true. Let's see. I don't know anything about this person right here, but I don't like this mindset. Let me read this right here. I'm a good player, and the reason you are a good player is because you do a lot of 2 things you hate. You work out and you study. Work out means working out your body. I actually don't think you need to work out your body a ton to be good at poker. think you need to work out your body some to be good at poker. But I definitely don't think you need to be ripped or anything. I think actually being ripped is a detriment to poker players because, think about it, why would being ripped be bad for a poker player? When I say ripped, like in super good shape, why would that be bad? Take a second, think about it. The reason is you have to eat a lot of calories to sit there and be sane if you're in sick shape. And you don't want to have to sit there and be worried about eating food all the time at the poker table. Ideally, you want to be able to not eat a lot of food and be perfectly fine at the poker table. Also, that just takes a lot of time, like unnecessary time in the gym. Studying is very important, but then you have to ask why, if you hate studying, why are you doing this? Do something you want to do in your life instead. Don't waste your time doing things you don't want to do in life. To be good, you have to do things that you don't want to do but need to do. Wouldn't it be much better if you wanted to do the things that you do? Like, very rarely am I like, oh man, I have to go study poker. Like, no, I'm happy. I want to go do it. And I think you'll find that the vast majority of world-class pros want to be doing what they're doing. They don't view poker and studying poker and playing poker and all that as miserable. How transferable are the 30-day lessons to tournament play? Very, 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 very. Let's see. I'm not saying working out's irrelevant. I'm just saying that you don't need to be in the gym 4 hours a day, okay? If you put ads on your channel, you can boost your videos on search. Ooh, is that true? If that's true, you all may start being subjected to ads. My problem is that I value your time. A lot of people on YouTube, if they show you ads, in my mind, I don't know about any of this like ad boost or whatever you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. But if people show you a 1-minute ad on nonsense, they're basically saying, I do not value my viewers' time. So, I value your time. I don't want to subject you to ads. I think Twitch makes you watch ads. If you're watching on Twitch, well, if you don't want ads, go to YouTube. And look, I did some math. I could be making like $8K a month off YouTube ads or something like that, but I don't want it because I value your time, right? I would much rather spend that 1 minute talking to you about what I have going on because, well, it's more valuable to me and more valuable to you. What's the link for the Cash Game Masterclass? Go to pokercoaching.com/premium. It's in the classes, or it's in the courses tab. It's the first link in the courses tab. Let's see. Cash Tournament Masterclass. You can't wait. Yeah. It's a big project. One of the things I've learned from my guy at Clutch Prep is that we need to plan a lot better. And because I'll tell you all what I do typically is I'll just write an outline, fiddle with the outline for a day or two, and then just get to work making the content. But he thinks we need to spend much more time planning. And he says the content we make is actually world-class, but we could organize it, plan it, and make it even more implementable. I mean, I made pokercoaching.com so that you would have to get in there and work. And he says getting in there and working is good. We just need to make sure it is really hammered home every time we discuss a particular point. Don't know why I'm teaching everyone how to make a good class right now. You're welcome, competitors. So yeah, we're working on that. If you can't stand working out, I would actually tell you to don't work out. Do other things that you enjoy or may enjoy, right? Like, you don't have to go to the gym. You actually literally never have to go to the gym to be in good shape. You can go rock climbing. You can go swimming. You can go running. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can play with your kids. You know, you can, like every morning I wake up and I overhead press James 10 times. It's fun. He loves it. It's nice. And, you know, it works me out a little bit. And I assume if I can overhead press him every day until he's 18, I'll be in good shape. But that's just like something we do, right? And if you don't like going to the gym, don't go to the gym. Don't waste your time doing things that make you unhappy. What about positive tilt? When you run hot, et cetera, you think you're going to crush them. Does the positive side get treated roughly the same as the negative side? I mean, really, I think a lot of people just get in their minds that they're not going to lose when they run hot. Some other people do the opposite. They're up and they decide to protect their win or something like that. Both thought processes are asinine. And again, all you can do is play great. No one sees your six-pack when you play online. You can take a picture and use it as your avatar. Let's see. You struggle with study. Do I still recommend leaving the game? Well, you're probably just not studying in a way that works for you, right? If you don't like reading books, you never have to read a book. If you don't like listening to podcasts, you never have to listen to a podcast, right? You don't have to do those things. So figure out ways to study in the ways that you enjoy. And that's why at Poker Coaching we have books, we have like videos, we have interactive webinars, we have quizzes, we have homework challenges. All these things teach you roughly the same thing, but in various different ways so that they hit exactly the type of... They help basically anyone, no matter how they enjoy learning. But yeah, you do have to study. If you just want to go play poker and gamble, well, you're probably going to lose money. Can I suggest a book for cash game content? Yes. Jonathan Little on live no limit cash games. Volume 1. We have Volume 2. Sorry, back here as well. That said, I think this book's probably better for most people if they're not already very good. Check out Mastering Small Stakes and No Limit Hold'em. This teaches you how to think about ranges. It's a big book, 500 pages or so, but it teaches you range analysis and how to play based on the mistakes your opponents are likely to make. It essentially teaches you how to play fundamentally sound, and then teaches you how to maximally adjust to crush your opponents. Let's see. You have trouble leaving with profits because you love to play the game. Any tips to leave? Just set a time, right? Set a time for when you have to go. What I used to do is I would go to Bellagio every day. I'd play from noon until midnight, and I would leave unless the game was just absolutely amazing. That was it. I'd always leave at midnight. Kept me on the worst schedule, or kept me on the best schedule. Kept me happy with life. Gave me a little bit of balance, and it also, like, even if I was losing, I'd realize you're playing until midnight, buddy, and I would do great. If I lived in New Jersey, would I play online on the regulated sites? Some. Jonathan Little particularly has the problem where he doesn't want to play small stakes, so most of the games are small stakes. That said, if they have like big series or whatever, I'm certainly happy to play those. Problem is the cash games are all relatively tough on those sites, at least at the high stakes. So anyway, just add the ads. It only adds 5 seconds. Let's get out the calculator. Let's pretend like it takes... Yeah, let's say you only watch... Every person who watches my videos only watches 5 seconds, okay? 5 seconds. I just had a video come out on Kem Lem's fold with quads, which I think was actually a good fold. Had about 100,000 views. Solid video. That means I would have shown 500,000 seconds of ads, okay? I divide this by 60. This is the number of minutes I would have wasted of all of yours. Is that right? I think that's right. So yeah, this is the number of minutes I would have wasted. Divided by 60 again. This is the number of hours I would have wasted of my fans. 138 hours of your time I would have wasted. Showing you some ad that I don't even know anything about. Okay, so let's think about that. On 100,000 views, I would probably get paid what? I don't even know how much I would get paid. $600, something like that. So, would I trade 140 of your hours for $600 cash? I certainly wouldn't. That seems ridiculous. Never in any world would I take 140 hours of your time and trade it for $600. I mean, look, 140, so do I divide this by 600? Is that what I do? No, I think I do 600 divided by 140. Yeah, that's right. Basically, that means I value your time at $4 per hour. Do I think your time is worth more than $4 per hour? I do, personally. How would I compare my cash masterclass to what's being offered by Raise Your Edge? First off, Raise Your Edge is a tournaments one. Also, Raise Your Edge is definitely very high level and very difficult to implement. I'm all about implementation. I'm giving away dollars, not smart. Well, I just value your time at more than $4 an hour. Believe it or not. Oh, let's see. People have understanding their limitations. What would you say to people who have not accepted their limitations? I mean, you got to realize what you're doing in life and what you can accomplish, right? I realized a long time ago I'm not going to be the best poker player in the world. That actually was a goal for a while when I was younger. But now I have 2 kids, I have a business, I don't get to play a ton of poker. And, you know, I'm happy to compete with the best players in the world. I'm happy to play the games, but I realize I'm not going to be number 1 in the world because I don't put in the volume, right? I can still play at a high level, though, and study a ton. Your time is way more valuable than $5 an hour. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree that your time is worth more than $5 an hour. Do you recommend the study sessions if you've never done one? What do you start with? Well, if you're on pokercoaching.com, just go to the first homework challenge and work your way forward. They sort of teach you how to do the other ones. And it's very, very important. Scroll back. Kevin had a question. Well, Kevin, type it in again. Type it in again. Sorry. Let's see. Stop making us on Twitch look dumb. Why am I making you look dumb? You appreciate the no ads. On Twitch, well, so also, by the way, if you are on YouTube, there's a way for you to pay, I think, $10 a month or something like that to have no ads. I do that. It's great. Also, it's a good perk. You can download the videos. So whenever I'm going to go on a trip, what I do is, like, I never watch YouTube at home, but whenever I'm going on a trip, I will download I'll go to my subscriptions, and then I'll download all of those to my iPad, and then I'll watch those on the plane. So instead of, like, watching a movie on the plane, I'll watch YouTube content. That's great. It's, like, exactly what I want to watch, and it's all on my iPad, and then I can just delete it. It's perfect. It costs, like, $10 a month for that. On Twitch, I think you can pay $10 a month as well to have no ads. If you value your time, if you're going to watch more than a little bit of streams, it's probably worth it. You use ad block. There you go. All right. So anyway, what else are we talking about here? Okay. So sorry for everyone for this being so fragmented. That's what happens when you don't do a stream for 2 weeks. You have a lot on your mind. Oh, also, by the way, if you missed it, we gave away 1% of my action at Party Poker UK in Nottingham. And the winner of that was Eric Lowe. He gets $165 for my $16,500 cash and the $1,000 tournament and a year of Poker Coaching Premium. So congrats to Eric. And we are running a 30-day challenge where if you're a Poker Coaching Premium member, you can get a discount on it for this month only. Go to pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge and you will learn how to study from me and from my other coaches at Poker Coaching. And over the next 30 days, if you go through and you do the work, you will be significantly better at poker and you will have developed a habit of studying poker every day and improving your skills. And if you do that over the course of a year, you'll be quite good. Let's get the calculator again. Let's say you study poker even only 20 minutes a day, okay? 20 minutes a day times, let's say you do 350 days a year. That's 7,000 minutes, which means that's 116 hours of study over the course of the year. It's actually a decent amount. Imagine you don't spend only that 20 minutes a day. You will have studied probably none or close to none over the course of the year. And doing that over and over again will make you much, 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 much better at poker. And I am doing my best to set up a framework so that you can easily study, and I'll even point you in the right direction to help you. Let's see. How would you improve if you were a winning player but didn't know how to start off studying? Start watching the best players in the world play in the games that you are playing and see what they are doing that you are not. Also, post hands that give you trouble on the Poker Coaching Discord or forum and get feedback from other good players. Let's see. Apparently people on Twitch are having a spat. Believe it or not, I realize Twitch is a place where people like to play video games and spat with each other. That's not what we do on this channel. We're all adults here, and if you're not an adult, well, I may not be for you. Certainly I can help you become a better adult, but recognize that we actually have a very, very good following here. I watch other Twitch streams every once in a while, and a lot of the people commenting are just saying absurd things. And the only excuse is they're just not good at life. But I do my best to help all of you become good at life, and with any luck, you will improve at life and succeed, right? I want you all to succeed and have a great experience in this world. And spatting with others on the internet, kind of no matter what side you're on, makes you a loser at that point in time. Hate to break it to you. All right. What are my thoughts on reentry tournaments? I wrote about reentry tournaments about 12 years ago when they first came into existence. I said they were awful for the bad player, or awful for the losing players and great for the winning players. And that's it. So, do you care about poker's longevity? I certainly do. So I've always been adamantly against those games. It's very important to realize that some poker players are only out for themselves. When you see people on YouTube who are, trying to spat with other people, who are trying to belittle other people, who are trying to tear down the poker world, those people are not good for the game, right? They are in it for the short run. I know, and a lot of the best pros in the world are in it for the long run. They don't want to break the recreational players, because if you lose all their money, if they all lose all their money too quickly, they'll quit. If they have bad experiences, they'll quit. So you have to make sure the losing players have a chance to win. It's very important. We don't want to play chess here. People don't play chess for money because the bad players never win. So, anyway, recognize that. What was this question? Already lost it. Oh, reentries are good for the good player. So the question then becomes, how many times do you reenter? Recognize that it doesn't matter, because every time you buy in, it's a new entry. So, if you essentially are playing a tournament, you have to ask, am I profitable on this buy-in? So, towards the end of the re-entry, the question becomes, should you buy in late? And the answer is often yes. And there's two reasons for this. Mainly because if you have like 25 big blinds and you're a winning player, you'll still probably beat the rake for a little bit. And you're close to getting in the money at that point if you're buying in very late. So you need to win like one flip and you're in the money. So yes, you should be buying in late if you expect to have a decent edge. If you're not a good player though, well, you shouldn't even play the first time. But in theory, if you're bad, want some real advice here, you should be buying in late and then playing as few hands as possible to sneak into the money. But that's not good fun poker, right? Also, no one thinks they're bad, so that's good. It's very difficult to win an argument against it's difficult to win an argument against an intelligent person, but impossible versus an idiot. Oh yeah, that's fun. Let's see. What's my biggest challenge? What was my biggest challenge in the Party Poker 10K? I feel like I've been asked this question a few times. Like, what did I learn from this event, or what are my challenges? Like, I had no challenges in the 10K. I lost every hand on two of the entries, and the other one I lost all the hands again. I feel like I had nice edges. I was clearly extracting value, and I just lost the tournament. Right? A lot of people think you're supposed to like have some grand epiphany every time you play, and believe it or not, I've been playing poker quite a while. I'm an old man here, and at this point, my goal is to just implement my strategy and the adjustments to the absolute best of my ability. Am I going to Florida this week? No, I just got home. What's my opinion on playing lots of satellites to get more entries into the main events? Satellites are a great way to spend a little bit of money up into a lot every once in a while. Let's just do some simple math. Say you're 1 in 8 to cash a satellite into the main event, and then you're 1 in 8 to cash the main events, which is about right if you're a good satellite player. So now it means you're 1 in 64 to actually get any cash. 1 in 64. Well, I already told you, you're going to have like 40 in a row with no cashes if you're playing in a spot where you cash 1 in 8 times if you play a lot. So imagine how long you're going to go sometimes without cashing if you only cash 1 in 64 times. You know what? 200 times in a row without cashing? So if you play, let's say, 5 satellites a week, on average you will get 1 cash a year. 1. And even then, it'll probably be a min cash. So really, you're just going to lose almost all the time when you play satellites out the door after you play the main events. But every once in a while, you spin it up. Nice thing about satellites, though, are they give people who play small stakes the opportunity to play big stakes and the opportunity to win life-changing money. They're kind of like a lottery, right? Also, satellites are great because they give you the opportunity to win a vacation, right? Like if you win a trip to the Party Poker series in the Bahamas, that's a great time. It's an absolute party, and a lot of people would never be able to get there if they did not satellite in. So perhaps just even winning your way to the tournament and getting the vacation out of that is highly valuable. So satellites are good and bad. They're not a good way to grind up a bankroll, but they're a great way to try to get rich quick. Recognizing, though, when you're trying to get rich quick, often you do not. I have to go soon. I have a meeting with some of my mentors today. I had to pull some bankroll for your life roll, and you've run cold sense. Is that mental variance or both? I mean, it's probably just variance. At the same time, stop worrying about things that don't matter. So many people worry about, oh, my bankroll's down a little bit, so now I need to play differently. Or I've lost a few tournaments in a row, so maybe I should be tight to try to get in the money. Or I don't care about min cashing because I'm rich. Like, whatever. Like, all these thoughts are ridiculous. Your goal is purely to make the most money you can while you're playing poker. And to make the most of your time away from playing poker. Something I cut out of my life recently was playing Hearthstone. It's a fun game. I like the game. But I was spending 30 minutes a day playing it. And I've decided that's a waste of my time. So, cut it out. Sip, 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 sip. Will now be studying poker in those times because that's just a better use of time. And you need to figure out what's important in your life and make sure you are playing your best at the table in a manner that maximizes expectation. And also, you want to make sure you're utilizing your time away from the table. And if you do those two things, you're going to find that the tilt slowly evaporates. Like, I have not gone on any sort of real tilt in a very, very, very long time. And it's because I'm going there and I think I'm playing pretty well. And fortunately, I've been having great results, which is nice. Not like absurd results, but reasonable results, right? I've played, I don't even know, 30 tournaments over the last 6 months. We have a win right back there from the Hard Rock. We have a 16th place in a 1,000-person tournament. We crushed online this week, and it's good. So even despite putting in volume, I'm having pretty good results, and I feel like I'm doing it pretty right. How's no drinking going? It's going great. A+. This trip to Nottingham was my first trip where I decided no drinks. And we succeeded. So, good. Good. And that's good, right? So, we're trying to better our lives. And I realize that no drinking helps me perform better at and away from the table. Jonathan doesn't strike you as a drinker. Oh, after I busted a tournament, I would have a bottle of red wine and go to bed. It's not good. Speaking of that, falling into vices. Don't try to get even, again, when you are quote-unquote on tilt. Because the idea of, I lost a tournament, so now I need to go have alcohol. Or I lost a tournament, now I need to go gamble in the pit. Or I lost a tournament, so now I need to go play cash and try to get even. Like, all of these thoughts are ridiculous. And they basically reinforce the idea that you don't have a good mindset. That you are bad at the mental game. And I am not bad at the mental game. And vices essentially show that you are. They prove that you are. And I was bad at it for a while, right? And the thing is, like, you fall into habits, right? This is why I'm doing the 30-day challenge, because I want to help all of you learn good habits. So go to pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge and sign up for the challenge, because if you develop good habits, they will stick. And I think I've pretty much kicked the drinking, which is great. And look, I'm not opposed to having a drink every once in a while, but I never want to be at the point in life again where I am drinking a bottle of wine every night after losing at poker. I never want to be there again, and I'm not going to be. Because I realize how much better it is this way. And I also want all of you to get in the habit of actively studying poker so that you can succeed long term. So go to pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge. I know this is kind of a poker channel, but it's also a channel about how to get better at life. And I am certainly in that process, and I know we all are, and all we can do is learn together. Thomas, they just signed up for the challenge. Congrats. Congrats on that. Stick with it. Be consistent. Consistency is the key. And I was actually kind of nervous I would be able to go all of Nottingham without having any sort of drinking. And it wasn't even like a thought there, honestly. Like, I didn't even want to do it. There's a book called... I don't know where it is. It's called This Naked Mind. It's very beneficial for me, so check that out. How negative was my relationship with alcohol? I think everyone's relationship with alcohol is negative. We'll talk about that on another day, after I succeeded. I think we're about 2.5 months in with no drinking, and I'm happier without it. I'll just leave it at that. All right, I have to go. Instagram says I have 18 seconds. Have a great day. Good luck. Check out pokercoaching.com/30-day challenge. If you have not signed up already, you can still get in. Good luck. Have fun. and I will talk to you all on Friday.